Welcome to Mindful Stories, a place where stories are not told to impress, but to make you think. Today's story is not about success that came easily. It is about uncertainty, silence, and walking forward without knowing the destination. This is the story of a man who doubted himself more than anyone else. A man who did not feel ready, confident, or fearless. Yet, he kept moving. This is the story behind the mindset that later became Nike. Phil Knight was not the loudest person in the room. He was not someone who enjoyed attention or quick conversations. Most of his thoughts stayed inside his head. He observed more than he spoke. Even when he had ideas, he was unsure if they were good enough. Confidence did not come naturally to him. Silence was his comfort zone. As a young man, Phil often felt disconnected from the expectations around him. People seemed to know what they wanted to become. Doctors, lawyers, engineers, everyone had a clear path. Phil did not. He felt pressure to choose something meaningful. But nothing felt certain. That uncertainty stayed with him for years. He believed there must be more to life than following a safe routine. Yet, the idea of failure scared him deeply. He feared disappointing his family. He feared wasting time. He feared choosing wrong. And because of that fear, he stayed still for a long time. Thinking, overthinking, and doubting. Phil noticed something important during this phase of his life. The longer he waited for clarity, the more confused he became. Waiting did not bring answers. It only made his doubts louder. Still, he was afraid to move forward without a clear plan. His mind wanted certainty. Life was offering none. One day, he made a quiet decision. Not a confident one. Not a bold one. Just a small decision to move instead of waiting. He chose motion over clarity. He did not know where it would lead. But standing still felt worse. Phil traveled, observed, and learned. He noticed how ideas are born not from confidence, but from curiosity. He saw people trying things without guarantees. Some failed. Some survived. Very few succeeded. But all of them moved. That movement changed them. When the early idea of Nike appeared, it was incomplete. It was fragile. It was uncertain. Even Phil did not fully trust it. There was no grand vision of global success. Only a thought he could not ignore. And a feeling that stopping would hurt more than trying. Money was a constant worry. Every step forward brought financial pressure. There were debts, risks, and sleepless nights. Phil often wondered if he was being irresponsible. If he should stop and choose safety. Fear followed him closely. But quitting felt heavier than fear. There were moments when nothing worked. Suppliers delayed. Orders failed. Losses grew quietly. From the outside, it looked like a mistake. From the inside, it felt like survival mode. Each day became a test of patience. Phil rarely felt victorious during those years. There were no celebrations, no applause, only exhaustion and doubt. He questioned his own intelligence. He questioned his choices. Yet, every morning, he continued. One of the hardest lessons Phil learned was loneliness. When decisions are uncertain, advice disappears. People only support what looks successful. During struggle, silence surrounds you. He learned to sit with that silence, to listen to himself, even when his voice shook. Nike did not grow because of confidence. It grew because of persistence, because of showing up again and again, because of refusing to stop when stopping felt logical. Phil learned that clarity often comes after action, not before it. That lesson changed everything. There were legal troubles, serious ones, moments when everything seemed ready to collapse. Years of effort hanging by a thread. Phil felt fear like never before. But he also felt something else. A strange calm in continuing. He realized something powerful during this time. Fear never disappears. It only changes shape. Waiting does not remove fear. It strengthens it. Action weakens fear slowly. Step by step. Nike slowly became more than an idea. But Phil did not feel transformed overnight. Success did not fix his doubts. Even as growth came, uncertainty stayed. He understood that growth and doubt can coexist. And that was normal. That realization brought peace. The world later saw Nike as confidence, as boldness, as victory. But behind it was a man who never felt fully ready, who moved anyway, who accepted imperfection, and kept walking. Phil's story teaches something uncomfortable. You do not need confidence to begin. You need tolerance for uncertainty. You need patience with yourself. And the courage to continue without applause. That is the real challenge. That is the real growth. Many people wait for motivation. Phil waited for none. He moved despite confusion, despite fear, despite doubt. And in doing so, he discovered direction. Not the other way around. Nike became a symbol later. But before that, it was simply survival. A test of endurance. A lesson in quiet persistence. A reminder that clarity follows commitment. Not the reverse. That truth applies to every life. This story is not asking you to build a company. It is asking you to notice something deeper. Where are you waiting for certainty? Where are you delaying action because of fear? Life rarely gives clear signals, but it rewards movement. Even imperfect movement. If this story made you pause, reflect, or think differently, then it has done its job. Because growth begins with awareness. Thank you for listening till the end. This is Mindful Stories, where stories are not loud, but lasting.